Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to make a really gorgeous black and cerise card. Something a little bit out there but could be easily adapted for a masculine card. Everything I do use, I shall put the details on my blog and all the item names, etc. If you've ever got any questions, please feel free to get in touch. The base card that we're using is a 7x5" ivory card. So this is just general cardstock. I've been asked this week about where I get my card blanks from. I buy them just in normal packs from different places wherever I see them on special, to be fair. This is just a general cardstock. I would say roughly 220 GSM for those who like the weights. I don't get hung up about the weights for the simple reason, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And that goes through my philosophy of crafting. If I want to use it, I'll use it. If I don't, I don't. And if I like it, I like it. So it's type of whatever you prefer. Don't get too hung up about weights or sizes. If you don't like a 7x5" card, use a 6" card. If you want to use a 6x4, you do that. I just want to give you the ideas of how to use the items that you've got in your stash, and maybe just, I don't know, a little bit of inspiration, something like that. So this is our 7x5" card. Our cardometer is the A4 size is the largest, and then the A3, sorry, see I'm going American there. The A5 is the next size down, or A3 in different countries. Then we've got our 7x5 that we're using, and the A6, or in other countries it could be A2. So that's how ours looks. And as always, I've just used my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice sharp edge along the top. So we're going to be using it this way this time. And the first thing that I've got is an ivory base layer. Now I'm going to take the back of it off, and then I've made some corners for our card. And I've already made a video quite a while ago about making corners. So I'm just simply going to pop these on to the four corners, and this is cardstock from Anna's Boxing Day Papers kit, the pink spotty, and I think it's such a pretty paper. It's still got those vintage tones, but it's quite modern, the way that it can look with other colours. So that's our last corner that we're adding. And then I can add this to the inside of my card. Just make sure I've got them on relatively straight, because I don't want you all shouting at me saying, oh, it's not straight, it's not straight. But looking through the camera, sometimes a little bit awkward. So those are my four corners. Next, what I've done is, using Anna's chalkboard stamps, I've actually stamped birthday wishes on top of the pink spotty paper. So I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I'll take the Xyron film off first. Oh, making a mess. And it's just literally over the same paper, because I just wondered how it would look, and I think it looks great. So I'm going to add that to the centre of the card, like that. Now these two funny shapes here have actually come from one of Anna's 12" borders, and I know you might find that hard to believe. I've simply taken the middle section and trimmed it away from the end piece. You can just see that it's this shape here on there, if I do it that way around. And then, surprise, surprise, I actually found where I trimmed them, it just fits around the stamped section. Now I've got a little bit of adhesive on there that I'll have to remove when we're finished. So I'll do the second one as well, and it just makes it look so different. Now I've used a spotty paper, but you could use any paper really, and it just looks so effective. And you know me, I like to get things straight and symmetrical, so we'll just lift that bit up. There we go, that's better. And that's the inside of our card. There's enough room for a full message, you know, how are you, I'm very well, blah blah, to, from. So there's a nice amount of room there, not too much. And now we can go to the front of the card. So I'm using my bone folder to make sure we've got a nice sharp score. And the base of the front of the card is from Anna's Lovely Layers. And what I've done is I've cut out the centre of it, and I'm going to use it on this card, but I've cut out the centre that fits diagonally, vertically across the card. I'll show you what I mean, because we're all about saving money and, you know, getting the most out of what we've got. So I'll just turn that to see. There we go. Make sure I try and get it on straight. So that's the base layer of our card. Next, I've got one of Anna's flock layers, and I'm going to mat it just onto a piece of black plain card, like so. And I must admit, when I cut the flock layer to this to fit this, because it's on a white car, I had a white edge, so I tapped it with a black ink pad just to take off the little bit. I'm saying white, it's actually an ivory car, but I just didn't want a contrast between the two, so I used my ink pad just to tap away the contrast from the flock to the black cardstock, because I wanted it to look flush. So now this section is going to go over the aperture on the base. The one thing that, you know, I've been asked a lot about, when we're economical and we cut this bit out, can you see it? Does the layer above it dip? No, it doesn't. So we're going to cover that over, and you would never know that you've taken a section of the base colour out. Now the base that we took out is this section here that I've taken through the Xyron, and I'm simply going to put it through the centre of the card like that. So it looks really effective already. Next, I've got one of the border die cut sections like we used for the inside, and we'll add that over the top of the pattern paper because it's all about building the layers. Next, I've got a piece of black card that I've actually wrapped ribbon around, and I wanted to show you directly really that you can still take this through the Xyron machine. It isn't going to affect it, it's not going to hurt the ribbon, it's not going to change the ribbon. So I've just got to remember I peel from one side and then I peel from the other, because I've wrapped the ribbon round it like that. And then I can add that through the centre of our card. Now it's already looking striking with the pink and the black. So next I've got a sentiment from Anna's favourite sentiment kit, and it's a sticker, so we can peel the back of this away. And I'm just going to simply add this slightly to one side, slightly off centre, like that. And then to finish the card off, I've got a pink bow, and I'm just going to add that to the side of the sentiment. And that is our card finished. Something a little bit different that could be adapted to use. Instead of the pink, you could use a nice blue, dark blue, and you could change it into a masculine card. But because it's not too floral, it's not full of roses, you could still nearly get away with that, because it's just so striking, the black and the fuchsia colour. Stands up nicely. It'll go in any envelope because it's not too thick, it's not too padded. There's hardly any 3D foam on there. In fact, the only 3D foam is from the sentiment. So it's a really, really nice card. And a really easy one, actually. If it isn't for me chattering, you know, it would have been done in a few minutes after you've done your die cutting, etc. I do hope this has given you ideas and, you know, just a little bit of inspiration along the way. Please say hello on Facebook, check out my blog, and I do appreciate you watching. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.